And we are live, everyone. Welcome back to the Snowcast, number 16. Guys, I have a very, very, very special guest here with me today. You guys may know him from his absolutely hilarious YouTube channel. You guys may know him from his absolutely awesome stream. Guys, we have Kevduit with us today. Kevduit, thank you for coming on, my friend.
Well, thank you for having me back on. I'm excited.
I know, dude. It's not your first time. You were actually on 10 podcasts ago on number 6. So it's not your first rodeo here on the Snowcast. How you doing, though, dude?
You know, I'm doing well. Life is picking up. Life is getting crazy, but it's good. It's good.
So for everyone listening, we did start the pod, or we started talking a little bit before the podcast to catch up. And one of the things we were talking about that I want to talk about with Kevduit is Kevduit started off, guys, primarily as a Elder Scrolls online content creator, and then kind of made the decision to move to different games, not with any beef with ESO, but he wanted to just move to different games. So how has that been working out for you, Kevduit? I know some people have been following your channel, but last time I had you on, we talked about it a little bit. So I was wondering if you give us like a recap on like how things were going.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, like you said, I didn't leave ESO with beef for like bad terms or anything. For sure, it was just kind of like an understanding of I think it's the content creator side of me that just realized, you know, like if I want more, like if I want to push for further goals and stuff, ESO sadly is not the game to do it. I mean, I hit a point where I was like, oh, here I am, like, you know, 190,000 K whatever, and my views did not reflect that. My audience did not reflect that anymore. I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely need to if I want to push this, I gotta go. So I ended up moving over to Fallout content for a bit, and then that kind of like, it didn't do a whole lot for the first month, and then I made kind of the first kind of clickbaity video that people, it just caught on fire, and everyone saw it. Everyone was watching it, and from there my channel kind of like went from 190,000 to like 370,000 within the year.
Dude, the crazy thing, and we don't have to talk numbers the whole show, but one of the crazy things, I was watching your 2019 recap video, and you had said, hey guys, we hit 350, that's awesome. Dude, you're already at 375. I was looking today. Like, that's awesome, bro. Like, the growth is amazing. And, you know, the thing that's so valuable about having you on the podcast for me is I know a lot of content creators listen to the Snowcast, and as a content creator myself, you know, it's so valuable to talk to someone who is actually able to make that jump, because there's only a couple people I can think of that could do it. My question to you is, when as a content creator did you realize it was time to make the jump? Because you are not a small content creator. Even when you were with, you know, full-time ESO, you were one of the bigger content creators. So what was like the thought of like what kind of made you make that jump? What did you see?
Well, I think the biggest part for me was like I realized that there was like obviously a change in the wind, you know, like and not to say it was all numbers, but like I felt like I wasn't achieving my goal as a content creator, you know, like I entertained one specific audience, Elder Scrolls Online, but I had come to terms with the fact that like I was not actually expressing like who I am, my comedy, my humor, my entertainment style with the rest of the world, only one specific audience. And I was limiting myself to that. And then I think where that shifted the biggest for me was when I was like, okay, you know what though? I'm lying to myself. You know, these people, whatever I upload, they're gonna watch. And I think that's the biggest like mistake content creators tell themselves, that their dedicated audience is going to always be there for them, always watch them. But at the end of the day, I mean, if it's a very specific audience, you're not going to have everybody come back. People aren't going to care, right? And what ended up happening was I uploaded a Fallout video. I barely got any viewership on it, and almost all the comments were...
Yeah, I was going to say the comments. Yeah, I was going to say, right? I looked at those comments.
It was savage, right? Yeah, it was awful. And it hurt me. It hurt me in a way that like made me feel like, okay, maybe I'm actually not a content creator. Maybe all I am is another ESO guy that these people will watch to kind of fill that void while they're playing the game. They'll put my videos on the back burner. And I was like, you know, that's not going to be me. I'm not going to look back at myself in 5 years time and look at myself at sitting at like 190K still without any growth and going anywhere and still competing with people that were like, you know, around 50K subscribers. And I was like, you know, I gotta push myself as you know, egotistical as that might sound. Like I gotta push myself above and beyond. if I want this to work, right?
No, absolutely. And I think the thing you've done so well at doing, and this is a tip I even give smaller content creators, is don't make your content about the game you're playing, but make it about you. And that sounds egotistical, but I think when anyone's watching your videos, it's not really... I'll watch a Skyrim mod video you made. I watch Fallout mod videos you made. I'll watch your Elder Scrolls content. I'm not watching it for the game, though. I'm watching it for your humor, for your editing style. So I think you've done a really good job of cultivating that, and that's not easy to do.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no, and it's hard to find that niche. Did you know that was like gonna be the niche you were gonna go with when you left Elder Scrolls, or were you thinking, hey, I'm gonna try a couple different things?
Not at all. When I left Elder Scrolls Online, I knew that the one other target audience I might be able to hit, because it's all about game. It's all about games. And like, I knew 76 was coming out. It was an online game. A lot of people are going to be involved in it. Grinding, there's no cheating, right? It's all about the online grind. So people would need that person to guide them or whatever. And the thing is, I was so done being a tutorial guy. Like I'm going to honestly be like, totally honest here. I was so done making tutorials. I love being funny. I love having a sense of humor and, you know, like, and comedy, everything like that. Like, that's what I want to be. I want to be a comedian in gaming. You know, Donkey, huge inspiration. You know, comedy. Yep. These people are my inspirations because they're so witty, man. And I was like, that's what I want to go for, because these tutorials, as fun as they are for some people to like learn and laugh at the same time, I just want to give people a time to laugh, and everyone a time to laugh. And like when I switched to Fallout, that was not like a long-term plan. That was literally quick prayer out, like, yo, I hope this works. And you know, it didn't for about a month, and it scared me for sure. I mean, going variety is never easy. And all of a sudden it caught flame, and then I was like, okay, keep that flame alive. Apex Legends, you know, Sekiro, like, jump to these other games, and those videos started doing well too. And like, yeah, it was insane. It was insane.
No, and the question I have for you, you know, with the branching out, are you finding yourself doing a lot of Fallout 76 content, or are you even now trying to branch out even further and try different games?
Branching out further was always the end game, because the thing is about Fallout 76 is it's only ever going to last for, like, you know, so long, especially with its reputation. And I'm thinking, like, yeah, no, for this year, like, it's every single game that comes out, I'm covering it. You know, I'm not just going to sit there and hope that Fallout is going to carry me. I mean, that was last year with Apex and Sekiro. I was like ready every step of the way to make content. Like, if something came out, you better believe that if I was interested in it, I would have a super high quality video. Like, I would put in the extra time to make that video like the best of the best for the next day, so that people can enjoy that like right off the bat. And that's kind of what the goal is. And I mean, it's all about variety. At the end of the day, you've got to go variety, or your channel's just going to start to fall down. Yeah, or stagger, which I'm sure is more what you saw being at the spot you were at. Because I mean, there was a time, man, you were, and maybe this is overshooting it, but you were very much the face of ESO. Like, your videos were getting the most views. You were working with so many different people on so many different things. Yeah. And your tutorials were honestly great, but I understand the wanting to make a change. You were never a tutorial guy. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Alcast or Gilliam the Rogue back when he was doing it, but that like wasn't your niche. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that you weren't as good at the game, but you would bring this humor to it, and it was like, wait, whoa. He's not just teaching someone something. He's actually entertaining in a different way. Yeah. So that makes complete sense to me. One of the things I did want to talk about with you, though, that we didn't talk about in the last podcast, is the process of a Kevduit YouTube video. Because I think, you know, your videos, as I see them now, are anywhere from 7 to 18 minutes long. It depending. Yeah, usually 7 to 15. And that doesn't do the work you're doing on the back end enough justice. So I was wondering if you could like run me or run us through the process of a Kevduit video and like let us know like what the steps are to creating the amazing content that you are. Oh, well, thank you.
I know. I know. I'm complimenting you a lot, but it's because I love you, buddy. Your videos are very good.
I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, my ego needs that fun.
Call me anytime.
When it comes to making a video, man, it's like the problem with me is that I take way too long because every single video I make, I want to outdo myself. I've got this mind mentality. It's just like, no, it's new jokes, new humor. It's got to be funnier. It's got to be better. And like 100% memeable in every way. Like I want people to take clips from my videos and just share them around because one thing in the video, just absolutely, just snag their attention, right? Like I want them to be like, oh, dang, like that resonates with me. And that's why like, when I think about my humor type, I try to compare it to like Monty Python or Brian Regan, just like super quick witty moments. And like that and I'll try to loop this back around to editing. That is kind of like what I have to go for. And it's probably a good process of about 10, like I have a video open and editing right now, and it's about 10 hours of footage, right? And I go through that and I edit that down to about 25 minutes, and then I edit that 25 minutes that I liked down to the best.
Oh, wow.
10 to 15.
So you're doing even more than 15 minutes of editing. You're actually doing like 30 minutes of editing and then just getting rid of stuff.
Yeah, well,
wow.
That's the thing, like to get it down to from like 10 hours to 30 minutes will usually take me around like 2 hours or 3 hours of editing. And then finally I'm like, okay, now I've got to do the final sequence. And then that's where it gets like brutal, because it's really about, okay, what's going to hit? What are jokes that I've heard before? Maybe that like I'm just used to. So I repeated, like, where is the direction of this video going? Do I want to add any like edits in to make it more fancy? And so like all in all, like I wish I could show you kind of like some of my past videos, like how much of a smorgasbord it is. It's just like some people have like their 2 tracks, like the audio and the video. Sometimes I've had up to 15 tracks just to have like insane amounts of editing and text going on, right? Like I like to entertain people in such a way that like every video is so memorable that they'll think back to it and want to rewatch it again someday,
No, yeah, and something you were talking about with the jokes. So when you're making one of your videos, do you find yourself coming up with the humor on the spot? Like, okay, I'm gonna do a video on the Skyrim mods. I'm gonna download a bunch of mods, and then I'm just gonna like kind of make jokes as I'm looking at the mods. Or do you kind of like, as things come to you, do you write them down, then use them later?
So I don't like to go scripted just because I feel like
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Yeah, like you watch a YouTube video and somebody says something, like you didn't say that in the moment. You definitely recorded that after. Like there's no way, right? It wasn't original, or it doesn't feel original.
Yep.
And so for me, like, yeah, like downloading those mods is a process in itself, man.
Yeah.
Like, literally 5 to 6 hours like trying to get those to work
all together.
Yep. Ridiculous. And then finally when I get into the game, if you look at my audio tracks, man, like it's like blank for like 10 minutes and all of a sudden I'll say something, right? And because I want to make sure that the moments I catch are like genuine,
Yep. Yeah, no, and I absolutely feel that. Back, it was a couple years ago, me and my friends were doing like office related skits and like different stuff like that, and we would never script it. We always were like, if we scripted something and thought it was funny previously, then tried it, it was never as funny as what we were coming up with on the spot. So I absolutely understand that. And I think scripted stuff can be funny, but I think I think the new age of like YouTube comedy isn't always scripted. I think there's something really genuine about that off the cuff thought, like first thought humor. So
yeah, right.
That makes a lot of sense. And definitely when I watch your content, I'm like, if he's scripting this, that's insane, because he's bringing a lot of energy to something that he's been sitting on, which is possible, but I see you more as like kind of just, it seems more like a progression of thought as the video goes.
It is like, and I like that. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, like I've done a lot of scripted stuff in the past because like maybe I said something, but like I slurred it. I was like, and then I was like, oh dang, like I gotta redo that or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll just basically get into my same energy and know that, okay, you know what, this fits. Like what I said fits. It didn't come out as I wanted to, like in the moment, so I'll just redo it, and it still usually sounds quite original, even if I have to redo the line or whatever.
No, definitely. And another thing, when your videos or when you have like your rough cuts, are you showing those to anyone before you're putting them up live? Like when I would make a video, I would always show it to like my brother or one of my parents or a friend and say, hey, what do you think of this? Or are you just like a nope?
Right to live. That's me. I actually I don't show anybody. I make the video, and I'm not gonna lie again, it's gonna usually be cutting it close. My video is usually uploaded within an hour of the time when it actually goes live, because I was editing up to that moment. Like I am awful. Like I wanna spend every last waking minute making sure that video just slaps, man. And it's actually like my upload days are the most stressful days, like really.
Yeah, I wanted, so that's Kev, you are the king of transitions. Let me tell you, I have like a little sheet, and we're meeting them as we go here. That was very well done. But one of the things you changed, and you were trying 3 videos a week, and you switched to 2 videos a week. Yeah. And I'm sure you did that for a multitude of reasons. But I wanted to ask, when you decided to make that switch, was it because of the quality of video you were making, or was it the view count, or was it comments? Like, what was sort of like the ticker saying, or maybe it was the workload. But what was that ticker to switch from 3 to 2? Because a lot of content creators struggle with that. Some content creators think they need to stream or make videos every single day, while others are like, no, I want quality over quantity. So what made you want to make that switch?
Well, I think back in the day, because I'll let you in a little secret. I'm
gonna here we go.
Back to the three video schedule. I'm gonna try it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I know, right? It's not easy to achieve that. And you're 100% on the ball with that. Like it is because, and I don't want to be tooting my own horn, but like it is the quality I put into my videos. Like, the amount of energy, time, like it's a lot. It takes a lot out of you during the week, and like I'd be lying if I said that. I didn't get scared every time I upload, because when you do this as a full-time job, you want every video to do well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to see that thing. You want to see people enjoy it. You want to see that, right? And like who I am, I want to put everything I am into these videos. And if I don't, I feel like I've kind of failed myself. And that's why I went to 2 videos a week, because I was like, okay, I'm going to make 2 videos a week, super high quality, super crazy edited. Like I want this to just be awesome. And these videos are going to be about like 10 to 15 minutes long, yeah, like that's basically how I wanted to go about it.
And so did you notice when you went to the 2 to 3, was it just the quality, or was it also, were you getting more positive feedback on these videos?
You know what, I wasn't actually, because doing more consistency, if I was doing 3 videos a week, I actually think that my channel would, and that's why I'm going back to it, because it would do better
with the algorithm and stuff.
Yeah, YouTube's algorithm changes every week, and right now it is at a point in which, unless you were like Donkey, like at 1 million subscribers, and you have this audience pulling views in, and people will see your video, a guy like me with YouTube's complete relevancy system is never gonna get sucked into the algorithm, because I'm doing such variety. Like people aren't gonna see that, right? So I have to do the 3 videos a week to hit multiple different target audiences at the same time, and then mesh them together. It's brutal.
Yeah, and I think that's the hardest thing with YouTube, and I really did want to talk a lot about YouTube with you, because I've had, last time I had you on, it was very Elder Scrolls related, but really YouTube isn't an easy job at all. And I think, there's a lot of people, young, old, any age, vying to have this as their career choice. And there's obviously great reasons for it. I mean, it's probably super fulfilling when you work really hard on something and it works out. But I feel like sometimes YouTube is kind of like not incentivizing creators to create quality content, just a very large quantity of it, and this is going to sound so cringe, but I'm just going to say it. I remember it was 2 years ago, both of the Paul brothers would upload a video every day, not because they wanted it, they had to. That's how you grew. You had to be force feeding content down people's throats, or the algorithm would not favor you. Right. And it's just it's true, and so I understand. I think it's a good idea. I'm not trying to dissuade you from it at all. I think going. So let me ask this: with your upload schedule, what is it now, and what is it going to go to? Like, what days are you uploading right now?
So typically, I try to go for like a Wednesday, Saturday upload. I
Okay.
don't like uploading on Saturday, but like I think I have to, just because if it's the only way I can get that video up. Like I need that time, and it's ridiculous, and it bites into my Saturday mornings on most cases. Which I don't like that.
No.
But until I can get to a point where I can upload at a more rapid rate, where like YouTube actually suggests my videos, because I actually see you got a comment there by Rager Gamer saying like it never suggests my content.
Yep.
It doesn't. Like YouTube, I literally got an email today from them, and I can read a little tidbit from it. And
let's give it.
This broke my heart. It gutted me when I read this. Hi Kevin, it's a pleasure chatting with you today. We appreciate your concern about the notifications sent to your subscribers. And I quote, it says, regarding the notifications, I checked it, and it shows that your subscribers are indeed not getting any notification from your channel's uploads, unquote. And they basically proceed to say that we don't suggest your content either, because you're popular enough, or you have enough of an audience. So 370,000 subscribers automatically puts you into this area where they're like, no, you have to be successful at that. And so we stop suggesting your but the problem is that my content doesn't even go out. Like, it doesn't even go out to my subscribers. So I'm not even getting views from them, and now I'm not even getting views from like suggestions or recommendations. Like it's like in a bad spot. So until I can get to a point where YouTube actually like sees the potential of my channel, helps me get there, like it'll be Wednesdays and Saturdays, and then I think once I start getting into my groove, it'll be Mondays, either Wednesdays or Thursdays, and Saturdays, like one of those 2 days. So
Dude, that's tough. That's really freaking tough. And yeah, well, it's tough with the new schedule, and tough with that comment from YouTube. Yeah, like I said, I feel like they don't help these creators that are within the 100 to like 600,000 subscriber, which, by the way, is an insane amount of people. I feel like the way YouTube has grown, like that's not enough, and in some ways it's not. Like everyone wants to keep growing, but dude, like that's like, I'm just saying that's awesome, but still YouTube is beating you guys down. Like you guys are bringing so much like eyeballs. You're bringing so many eyeballs to the site.
Yeah.
So that's so with that, we don't have to dig too deep into the YouTube thing with that specific instance, but I do want to ask, did you initiate the conversation? Were you like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah,
and
no, for sure, because I felt like if I never reach out, like I can self-pity myself all I want, and that's never gonna get me anywhere unless I'm a drama YouTuber. And I think that like if I'm gonna be serious about this as a job, I'm gonna initiate the conversation. This is me going to my boss and asking for a raise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And that's why I need to take initiative when I do this kind of thing, because if I don't, YouTube is gonna overlook me, because I'm not Jake Paul, Logan Paul, I'm not Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, PewDiePie. I'm not the people that are bringing them literal millions upon billions of dollars. Like I'm bringing them maybe thousands, like not even. Like it's at a point where it's like, if you do not bring them a certain amount, we're not going to suggest you. So we're going to take away your subscribers, your suggestions. It's like almost they want to kill you off in a way. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, that's really strange. One thing I did want to talk to you about too with YouTube. A lot of people, and I don't know if you experience this, and if you don't want to talk about this, it's completely fine. I don't think it's too out of the ballpark, but a lot of people don't think YouTube and the work that's done in the back scene is a real job. I'm sure you've dealt with this. As a part-time streamer myself and as a part-time YouTube creator, people go, oh, how does that make you money? And, I love bringing on success stories, because I'm like, oh, did people doubt you? And do they realize how good you're doing now? Like, do they realize how well you're doing? Like, have you experienced any of that? And with the growth you've seen, have you experienced them, like, saying, oh, wait, okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy, because, yeah, like, totally. Like, back when, like, before even the ESO days, when I started to spike, like, I still remember a conversation with one dude, and he's like, he was I think like maybe like 12 years older than I am. He's married. He had 2 kids or whatever, and he's like, he saw me doing this. He was kind of like around the college I was going to.
Okay.
And he's like, so you do YouTube, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, so like, are you successful? And I said, well, like, I got like, I'm growing. Like, it seems to be growing. I got 1,000 subs. And he's like, that's not successful. I'm like, okay, so like, tell me what successful is. He's like, unless you're like pulling like millions of views, like you're not successful. And so like, he basically just said like, yeah, just like, you'll never make it. Don't even bother trying. You're gonna fail. And that is just like kind of the gist of the environment. Because, and the thing is, I don't blame people. I don't think like or look down on people that viewed me like that, because in reality, like, it is such a fantastical situation, right?
Yep. Yeah.
It's literally luck of the draw that you get picked to be a YouTuber or like, have you looked at the most sought after job by like teenagers and like young adults? It's being a YouTuber. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber, and less than it's a ridiculously low number ever like hit the threshold to be able to do it, full time. And like, not to say like that to like discourage, but like it's such a ridiculous situation that people look at it and they're like, you'll never make it. You'll never make it. You're not that. Only other people make it, right?
Yep.
And then it is kind of nice because like, even like my father, who's like, I love him, I respect him, he's incredible and intelligent, and he did like sit me down one day. He's like, hey, like, I don't know if this is gonna go anywhere. I don't want to discourage you, but I don't see it working. And I said, I understand that. And I said, like, that's why I'm working. I worked multiple jobs off to the side, like really crappy jobs. I've worked at places where like I was just surrounded by people just like constantly smoking all around me all day, and like just talking about disgusting stuff. And like, that was just my job. I had to work around these people, but I knew at the end of the day that, you know what, I'm making money and I'm gonna put it into doing YouTube because I like it. And it was quite a special day when my dad like he just started conversation. He's like, hey, like, I'm really sorry, like I was wrong, and like I just want to say that like I encourage you in this, and like there's not a moment that goes by that I'm like not wanting to support you in what you're doing.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. And with me, when I finished college, I didn't look for work for a little bit because I was just trying this out. And my dad had the same exact conversation with me. He sat down, and the situation I'm in is a little different, where it's part-time. Like I work, but then this is also like I put a lot of effort into this, so hopefully one day this can be the full thing. But it's definitely, it's hard with parents and with, I think, just older generations trying to explain what is going on here and the amount of work and the amount of accomplishment people can get. And it's not easy, but like life's not easy. So, but it seems easy because they watch the video and they go, "Oh, you make videos." Yeah, I make videos. That's like harder than like so many other jobs out there right now. And like the reason I respect the content you make is because I've done some editing on my own, and then I'll watch one of your videos and I'm like, holy crap. Like, again, one of the examples, I was watching that 2019 recap, and you did a part where you talked about doing like a Call of Duty voice from 2010. You had to download Call of Duty, play it, record yourself in some crazy audio version, and then mash it all together for like 5 seconds of a video. And I'm like, that was probably 35 to an hour of work right there, just that.
Stupid. Yeah, especially because I had to download a stupid 20 gigabyte update for the game. That's the thing. It's like, no, I totally get it. And that's the thing. It's like, you need to surround yourself in this line of work. I think that, now I gotta be careful with my words here, because the world of content creation tells you, if people are being discouraging, cut them out of your lives. My mom and dad were discouraging, and look at me now. I'm making more money than they are. Like, no, like, I hate that. Like,
yeah, I do too.
And people suck up and listen to that so well. And you know what the problem is with these people is that they're obviously hurt or damaged in some way to have this opinion. My friends didn't believe in me. Well, they're not my friends anymore. I'm like, dude, shut your face. Like, stop cutting out support in your life, because the thing is, you're gonna get on a high horse one day if you make it, and you're gonna be so high up there that when anything threatens your kingdom, it will crash and crumble, and you're gonna fall from the very top. And I'm like, you're gonna build up. If you build your entire career off of only the positives, and not to say that like always listen to negatives, but you gotta have that stability.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you need to have people. Yeah, exactly. Like your parents in your life. You know what? They're not angry that you're doing this, right? They're concerned for you, right? They want to see you, they want to support you, but they also want to stay in the realistic terms, because how many people go to be a movie star, right? That's what you got to look at it, because that's what our parents, that's what our older generation is looking at YouTube and Twitch as. We are becoming quote unquote movie stars, and in their day it was that difficult to pursue that exact same route. And that's all this is, right? And that's why you need that love. You need that love in your life. You need that stability, and you need that, you know, that force that reminds you that, you know what, there is always a chance this won't work. So plan for that. You know, I worked at the vineyard, I worked at parks, I cleaned up outhouses, I kept these jobs even past 150,000 subscribers, because I was like, no, I'm gonna make sure that if this is gonna fly, it's gonna fly, and I'm never gonna like fall from this. And I need to remind myself every day that like, if you got this, you're blessed, and if you got this, you gotta take every precaution to not have it blow up in your face. Right?
No, absolutely. And I think the staying humble part, basically keeping those jobs even when 150,000 subscribers is an absolutely enormous accomplishment. I think that's something that has kept you grounded, and that's so important, because people in this industry lose their heads pretty damn quick. I'm sure you've met people who started off small and got big and lost their heads. I've met people where that's happened as well too. And so that's an extremely, extremely important part of this business, is keeping those. I'm the kind of person, I feed off negativity, not in the way like, oh, I want to prove to you I'm wrong, but just like that honest opinion of like, this isn't easy, I need to work hard. That's important. And so I understand what you're saying. By being careful, you don't want to say surround yourself with negative people, but don't dismiss the people who are maybe a little more critical of your ideas, because that's important to have. Life's not easy, and you got to remember it's going to be hard. So that's really good to have, really good to have in your life. And for anyone who is content creating now, and someone is, as long as they're not insulting you and being an absolute jackass about it, then work with them, be constructive, and as Kev said, always kind of make sure you have a backup plan in this industry, because you just never know. I mean, I'm sure that's very scary for you. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, it's horrifying, and that's why, like, for me, like, there are obviously things that I need to take precautions in my life to keep me grounded, because, like, so my wife, and like, I'm definitely okay with admitting this, like, she once told me, she's like, and not just once, multiple times, she's like, okay, this can't just be the Kevduit show, like, this is our house, like you sometimes get into this persona where it's always the Kevduit show, and at that point, it's, you don't take like constructive criticism as well as you could have if you were just taking it as Kevin, right?
Yeah.
That's why, like, you need to always have something to ground yourself, or else you're gonna make it the Snowstorm show, the Kevduit show, the anybody show. It becomes about you, because that's your life, right? And it's very easy to fall into that, because if this is what you surround yourself in, like in any job ever, like, that's what you're gonna go to, right? And it's you got to just always make sure that you ground yourself, and you understand that what you're doing is an accomplishment, but never let it become something that's that drives you to be that in every situation, or else you're gonna mess up. You're gonna become nothing more than just kind of a living advertisement.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Well, give me one sec. Well, I guess I didn't turn my notifications off, and my ears just got blasted with the raid. Holy crap, that was loud. Modified, thank you for the raid. I need to turn off my... I thought they were off. Sorry about that. And Kev was probably making a super good point, but... ow, that was so loud. I'm sure my face was absolutely beautiful on that point. Here, let me just do one quick thing here.
I can tell something happened.
Yeah.
The webcam.
That was something else. All right. That's okay. We're all set now. I apologize for that. Thank you for the raid modified. And Kev, you're absolutely right. It's something where I find I'm not good at taking constructive criticism sometimes because it's so important to me, and I don't want to think that this could possibly end.
Right.
And there's something about that that's very scary as a content creator.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
And it's super awesome that your wife is very open with you about that. That's, I think, a really, really good sign, because she's obviously not attacking anything you do, but she's saying, hey, what about this? Like, you need some outside perspective, you know?
Exactly. She's nothing but, like, beneficial and supportive of my channel. I'm super blessed with her in my life, and like whenever, like, she can tell, like, she just, obviously, she's my wife, so she's got this sixth sense where if anything's wrong with me or anything's going on, she's like, no, we need to talk, we need, this is, whatever, right? And so she knows, and it's super important to have that force, because that force is what separates a sociopath YouTuber from a regular human being, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I can just say, when I came back to streaming, and I had my current girlfriend, who pretty sure I'll be with for the rest of my life. She keeps me so grounded in this stuff. It's, the good, the bad, the planning. She works around everything. It's not an easy thing. And, I think the spouses of streamers and content creators and YouTubers are the true heroes, because, I mean, even today, like, the whole plan was around this podcast, and it took a lot of work. Like, it was not an easy, like, we had to go do the shopping thing, we had to go do this, we had to go do this, and, like, she worked around everything to make sure I was ready for this. I had time to prepare. Like, it's just, it doesn't go unnoticed, but I don't think people see it on the back end.
Yeah, no, for sure, right? Like, that's the thing. It's like, at the front of it, it's who the content creator is. But the content creator is only there because they have these driving forces behind them. And that's, like, going back to what I was saying before. That's why when I see these posts that everybody's, like, sharing and liking about, I just, my parents were so wrong about me, or my friends were so wrong about me, and I became everything they said I couldn't become. I feel that those people will never truly be grounded. They will never truly be driven by reality. And in the end, they will become the people that are constantly posting on Twitter about, hey guys, I'm super depressed tonight, I gotta not stream. And it's all because they don't have that love and support in their life that keeps them grounded, right?
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's I see a lot of that on Twitter right now. It's insane the amount of people that don't, and my mind was going to a different place while you were talking. You were talking about, a lot of these people, they seem like a little bit like they're, I don't know what the term is, but they're just very full of themselves. But I almost feel like sometimes people love watching people that are full of themselves, because it's like, it's
disrespect.
It's like a zoo animal. It's like, oh my gosh, this person exists. Let me learn more. I want to watch him like I'd watch a tiger in a cage. And
that's, there's something enticing about it, because it's like, I think it's the reason why, say, somebody likes to watch my Outer Worlds video about being a psychopath, because I'm doing something that is so contrary to how most people react in these kinds of games. Like, I'm going around annihilating everybody. I like just doing everything that people don't usually do. And you can definitely compare that to a streamer like Dr. Disrespect, which is, of course, a persona, but it's such an aggressive, disrespectful persona that isn't natural, and people just want that, because, like you said, it's like watching a tiger in the zoo. It's like, so,
it's weird.
Oh, like, that's a big animal. I don't see that every day, right? And that's what people want to see, right?
Yeah, there's almost like so many different niches you can take in content creation. It's insane. But there's a couple other things I want to talk to you about here.
Sure.
When I have Kev on the podcast, and even like when we just chat, time goes by too fast. Let me tell you, it flies by. But Kev, what games are you looking forward to in 2020, dude? What's on the radar? You know what? I'm out of the gaming world. Like, I don't play a whole lot of games, so you need to tell me, what do I need to be looking out for here?
All right. So, all right.
Here we go.
Going out, man. Well, actually, like even just in like a week's time, there's 3 games already. There's Animal Crossing New Horizons. Then there's Doom Eternal, and then right after that is Half-Life Alyx, which is just that is probably my most anticipated game right now. Like I am so excited for Half-Life Alyx. Everything about like a VR experience in a story-driven world where you have no say is the best, because like when you play like Skyrim in VR, you kind of control it, but I want the stuff to explode around me, and I want to have no idea what's going on. Like it's gonna be insane, so I'm pumped for that. And then right after that, like not even like a week or 2 later, it's literally Resident Evil 3 remake. Then 2 days later, Fallout 76 Wastelanders, their huge update. Then 2 days later after that is the Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Oh my gosh, dude. So basically you're going to be a very busy guy. Is this why the 3 videos a week is coming back?
Yeah, this is like I am literally going to be staying up. Like it's like that's the thing. Like the thing about this job is like when you hit that certain time when all the games are coming out and you're ready to just go for it, you got to put in the time and the effort, because that is your time to shine. That is your moment of glory. And if you don't go for it, then you're never going to get anything out of it. Right. So you just got to drive it.
No, absolutely. So Half-Life Alyx, is that like a predecessor to Half-Life?
Yeah, it's literally Half-Life 3.
Really?
Yeah, but it's VR. It's VR only, because they want to do something so extraordinary and that's Valve. Like Valve is always pushing the boundaries.
I love Valve.
And if you like, if you haven't like even just like check out the trailer for Half-Life Alyx, like the humor, the world, like everything is like right there, and now it's in VR. It's gonna be absolutely obscenely I'm stoked into my mind. And the funniest thing is I'm gonna be on vacation when it comes out.
Oh.
So my wife and I are literally bringing her computer, because mine is like the big chungus.
Yep.
Her computer, my VR headset, all of my streaming and recording stuff, and we're gonna bring it on vacation, and we're gonna create content on it while we're out. It's gonna be crazy.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I was gonna ask. I've seen you streaming the VR before.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be taking all of it on vacation, so you will not be missing that content time.
I will not. I refuse. Like I was talking to my wife, I was like, we have like this. There's very few times in history of YouTube when such a revolutionary game comes out that hardly anybody that can actually experience, but everybody is incredibly hyped for, in which I can create content on it. I'm like, I can't miss that opportunity. That is literally a gold mine. That could be the thing that, pushes the channel out of that, whatever, right?
No, absolutely. Yeah. And, you're always, as a content creator, you're always looking for it. No, I'll have to check that out. So someone in chat said, and I'm interested too. So your streaming schedule and when you've been streaming and stuff like that, in the video you talked about YouTube doing really well and Twitch maybe not as much. And so are you going to be, with the Half-Life staying on that topic, will you be streaming that as well, or will it be more of recording it for a YouTube video, or both?
Both, actually. Yeah. So that's kind of what my stream has turned into lately. It's recording videos as I'm streaming, and I record like when I stream now. I'm like, you know what, people want, they want like who I am, like to really come out, and that's why I think like when I stream these games, I really want to go full force, and like so I record it, and I make sure that like I give people a good time, and then immediately that eliminates, like without doing that tactic, I wouldn't be able to stream, or I wouldn't be able to YouTube. It would be one or the other. So I have to do them both at the same time. It's a lot. It's crazy.
No, yeah, with the content you're creating, it's hard to find time to stream, but that's genius. So just so I heard you right, when you're streaming, you're actually also recording it probably as well, getting content for videos.
It's exactly what I'm doing.
That's like, perfect. Yeah, that's genius.
Yeah,
I'm sure people would love to see what's behind the scenes of a Kevduit video and what the process is. So that's absolute. Bravo. Good sir.
You'd be surprised at how weird people think it is, because I'm a YouTuber first and foremost, and then a streamer. So when and the thing is, like, okay, so take like Tim the Tatman, for example. Tim the Tatman, streamer first and foremost.
Yep.
That is where he is. And as soon as he started making YouTube videos, the thing is, he already developed an audience that understood his 3 to 8 hour sessions, right?
Yep.
They understand that side of him. So when the videos come out, it's like, oh, this is just like a montage, right? For me, it's like, okay, this is weird because all I've ever seen are your montages, but now I'm seeing like this prolonged Kevduit. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of YouTubers actually hate live streams. It's very weird. Very weird.
Yeah, do you find people from your YouTube comment section or names you recognize on YouTube moving over to the stream, or do you think you have like two separate communities? Because like you said, the Kevduit you're going to see on stream is not the Kevduit in the video that's edited down to just the funniest moments. It's a much more real person.
You know, it's a good question because like I honestly don't know a ton of people. Like there's like a good portion that do interchangeably go between both, but you know, it does feel like almost like a different community. It's just like my Discord. Like my YouTube feels different from my Twitch, which feels different from my Discord because like none of them really sync up well, and I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to
that's
make
hard.
More.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's brutal because like the roughest thing for me in my Discord is when people are like, yo, like this Discord dead. Like
I get that too.
It's rough, man, because it's like I'm trying so hard to make a community, but the problem is so many of my communities don't interchangeably intertwine. Like they don't want to always, you know, coexist. And so what I'm trying to change is like, you know, simple is better because the more simple things are, the more easily accessible it is to your audience. And then people will intertwine into more of your media at that point. So like it's a tricky system.
It is for sure. And so with Twitch, is the plan obviously you're focusing more on YouTube, which makes complete sense. But with Twitch, is it going to really become the hub for using, kind of killing two birds with one stone, streaming but also just recording? Or are you I saw you were talking about these big events you were going to be planning for 2020, like maybe once a month or once every 2 months, big Twitch events that you're going to do. Is that still a plan in the books? The only reason I ask is because I've tried doing things like that and it's not easy.
No, because typically when you plan something big, you have it in your mind, oh, this is going to be great, this is going to be everything.
And then it flops.
Well, it flops because you only get about half an hour of content, and then you're like, oh my goodness, that was everything I planned. So for me, actually tomorrow night is going to be my very first ever big event of 2020, which is I'm getting a bunch of my friends and I to come over. We're going to I'm going to set up my basement, kind of like a studio of kind of like we got a big table, we're going to have a microphone set up, the webcam's going to be going, and we're going to be mixing a beverage, non-alcoholic, just like a beverage like grape juice or apple juice or whatever, with something totally random, some totally random ingredient. And then basically how the system's gonna work is we're gonna go through this, we're gonna try to guess both of the ingredients, you know, like, okay, that's grape juice and paprika, you know, like it's gonna be disgusting and it's gonna probably make us barf, but I mean, like,
content.
It's content. And that's on Twitch now. Like some of these things, like I will not be making a YouTube video on that because I don't feel like it's my audience that on YouTube that would enjoy that. But on Twitch, on the other hand, the trick on Twitch is to do something so outrageously ridiculous that people clip it and then it gets shared around, and then that's how people find your channel. Right?
Yep.
So
or
that's
you
what we're doing tomorrow night.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm definitely going to be tuning into that Friday night stream. Guys, I did shout out Kevduit in the chat, so you guys should definitely go follow his YouTube and Twitch so you can check that out tomorrow night. Kev, I can't not give you a shout out. You know that it's not my DNA. I got to do it once. And then I just totally lost my train of thought. But with the new games coming out, will you be kind of stepping away from Fallout 76 content? Because I'd say a good amount of your content now is sort of Fallout 76. Are you going to be trying, like, are you going to really focus on all these new games a ton more than maybe the Fallout stuff?
So what I've learned in my YouTube adventures that you gotta have that main thing, that main drive, and then all the side content that people who watch your regular content will be like, you know what, I'll check it out. And that's why, like, you gotta make sure, because people don't typically like to click on content that isn't something specific to them. And that's why you got to make sure that they're entertained with their Fallout content at the same time Half-Life Alyx or Resident Evil and stuff.
Yep.
So I will be doing Fallout 76 content in between, but then as soon as Wastelanders comes out, I will be really pushing that like hardcore, because if I can like really build up my audience in the next Fallout DLC, you know, whether people love it or hate it, I'm gonna be there to like absolutely make the most ridiculously insane videos and just like try to sweep up the I want to be at like 450,000 subscribers by the time the summer comes around, and I'm gonna push myself to hit that goal, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like, and that's why you gotta like make that content in between, so that say like your Fallout content does well, but then for some reason your Resident Evil or your Final Fantasy video does well, boom, that's just extra audience, right? And you just gotta build via that variety.
It sounds like you're basically setting yourself up. It's going to be very difficult to fail because you're kind of covering so many different spots that no matter what, it's a net benefit, which is really smart. So does Cindy play any of these games with you, or are there any of these games that she's looking forward to as well you guys might play together?
Animal Crossing, that's her game. That's she is an Animal Crossing fanatic, and so her birthday is actually coming up here pretty soon, so I got it for her, and she's like just super pumped for it. So like she's gonna be, I have no idea what that game is. I've never played Animal Crossing in my life.
Really? Oh, you're in for a treat. It's very good.
Is it? Okay. I know that she's like, she loves that kind of stuff, like Stardew Valley, my time in Portia. She's played the other Animal Crossings, so that now it's like with this one coming out being the big kahuna, I'm pretty sure that she's gonna absolutely fall in love with that. I don't think she's very interested in like Doom or Half-Life, or even like especially Resident Evil. I don't think she'd like that, but Animal Crossing is her cup of tea.
No, I feel that. Me and my girlfriend, we got a Switch in November of last year, and we were at the mall, and we just saw it, and we were like, man, if we got it together, it'd only be $150 a pop.
There you go.
And we were like, okay, let's get it. And we got it. And yesterday we both stayed home from work because we both have colds. Not coronavirus, by the way, so don't try to put that on me now. And we played Mario Kart for maybe 3.5 hours, like just hardcore. And so we always would do the Grand Prix, but I actually got her to do the battle mode. And me and her are having so much fun. So we've been doing that. I actually did get an Xbox for her. I bought an old one, and ESO is downloaded. We tried playing one time, but she really likes making the characters. After she made the character, she's like, can I make another character? And I was like, oh yeah, you can do that, yeah. So, but no, Wii's awesome, or Switch is awesome. I call it the Wii still, and Animal Crossing will be cool for sure. I don't know if I'll probably get it. I don't know if she's into it. She really likes Mario Party, Mario Kart, stuff like that. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's sort of the cup of tea. And racing games. Any racing game is just
super fun.
Yeah, super competitive, and it's always like by a hair one of us wins. We're pretty evenly matched, which I enjoy. So
that's good. Good competition.
No, absolutely. And yeah, dude, we're basically at time here, dude. It goes by so fast. It goes by so fast. I do have to acknowledge one thing, though. I'm looking at chat. Yes, I don't like being called Billy. I'm going to give a little something here. My actual name is William. My dad's name is William. My granddad's name is William. We all have the same exact name. First, middle, last name. So when I was a kid, my nickname was Billy. Everyone knows me as Billy. My girlfriend knows me as Billy. My friends know me as Billy. But when I went to college, I introduced myself as William and Will to everyone. When I go to work, I'm Will and William to everyone. I hate the name Billy. It sounds like the kid picking his nose and farting in the back of the class. But I do go by it. I don't really care. I go by Willie, Billy, Will, William, Snow, Riku, whatever it is. I just saw chat going off about that, and I had to say I do hate the name, but that's okay. Kev, I want to thank you so much for being on the podcast, dude. I really appreciate your time. It means a lot, and I want to say this on podcast. I was going to say it after, but I really want to say it on. You know, you really take the time to come on here, have a real conversation. I know your schedule is insane. You're a huge success. And I really appreciate you coming on and giving us a little bit of insight, because there's a lot of people who, there's sort of that barrier up between bigger content creators and smaller content creators, and it's hard to figure out what's really going on in their minds. So I just appreciate you coming on and kind of opening up to us about it.
Oh, for sure, man. No, it's always a pleasure, dude. I love coming on. I love talking. I love, well, I really like who you are. I like, your personality is just super fun, and it's good to talk with you. And, no, I enjoy it, man. I like to talk about that kind of stuff. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I know you and me, one of the ways we connected when we first started hanging out, for me, it was just very therapeutic. We talked through a lot of problems I think we were both going through with streaming and content creation. Even though we were very different sizes, we kind of had the same opinions on what was going on around us. And yeah. It's nice when you can just kind of, for me, talk to someone who also is in this sort of realm of business and understands what's going on. And so for me, talking to you is always very therapeutic, and kind of just getting to, hear someone else vent about the same things I'm struggling with as well.
For sure. Oh yeah. I totally get that.
I will tell one small story here. I tell it every time I talk to this guy. The way I met Kevduit, guys, was, and I'll never forget it, because I was new to streaming, and I would watch Kevduit's videos while I was grinding or doing anything else, and he needed mods, and so I sent him a Twitch message. I'm like, hey, I'll be a mod. By the way, I'm the worst mod ever. If you ever demod me, Kev, I totally understand. Like, I think if I go on, I'm still a mod, and I'm never on, and I apologize. So if you need to demod me, absolutely no hard feelings. But he modded me, and then he just he was working on a video, and one day he invited me to be a part of one of his videos, and that was the video's embarrassing. He comes in the chat, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Kevduit, oh my god, it's Kevduit. And it was really embarrassing when I watch it back, and when I talk to him now, I'm like, we're just friends. Why was I freaking out about it? But I was. And he gave me a really cool opportunity to be in his video, and then we just started chatting, and like I said, when I talk about you, I'm not like, oh, this is my friend Kev who's really big on YouTube. I'm like, no, it's just one of my genuine best friends online. Me and him get along so well.
Pretty good.
yeah, the videos are great. I'll definitely give links in the Discord. He has a couple of them where the second one is my favorite snowstorm moment in a Kevduit video. But you guys should definitely check out his content, guys. Kevduit is creating 2 uploads a week. He's streaming, guys. He's got a ton of cool content coming. If you're not watching him, you're not doing YouTube right. I promise you. His content is genuinely amazing. Kev, again, thank you for being on, dude. And I really, really hope you'll come back on again, and we can have more conversations about stuff like this.
For sure, dude. Yeah, just send me the time, and I'll see if I can match it up.
Dude, awesome. Thank you, guys. To everyone in chat, I want to thank you guys so much. This will be on Spotify, guys, and on YouTube before the end of this week. Like I said, go check out Kev's links. I'm going to call the stream here. Kev, if you want to stay in the party, though, I just want to have a final chat with you before I let you get going. Guys, we'll be live on Sunday, most likely, doing the new dungeons. It's going to be awful. And again, just thank you, everyone who came. And Kev, thanks again. Peace out, everyone.
Goodbye.